Hey, good morning everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for May 31st, 2017. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss, and here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. As we head into the extended holiday weekend, it's obvious that we didn't have a whole lot of range here, and coming out of it, we're still very tight. And so right now we have a very narrow trading range that's developed. Price is holding above the 2404 half. That's the top of this impulse move. We had the high here, impulse sell-off down to 23.44 half, and then here's the midpoint at 74 half. Those are the most important key levels right now short term. After the bounce up, you see several days here where it's holding. So clearly stops are starting to build here below 24.04 half. It could lead to a bit of a pullback. Any pullback, still a buying opportunity for overall strength. This narrow range right here is going to be one to watch. You can see down here on the PivotBoss Advanced ADR indicator that right now, yesterday already, or recently, we already satisfied the requirements for a narrow range on a multiple day basis. So 3-day range basis, 5-day range basis, those types of things, whenever they tightly coiled up, it usually is an advanced warning ahead of expansion. But one thing to watch out for is a false breakout on the first move. For example, if this thing were to come down first and fail and pop back above 24.04 half, that could be an indication that we're headed much higher. So overall, this thing continues to trend up. We're looking at a very narrow overnight range of 6.75 points. It's only 37% of ADR, so things could continue to be quite quiet. All right, here's a look at the intraday time frame for the ES. Of course, that 24.04 half, very important down below. Right now, we're at the upper end of the trading range. Again, it's a fade the edges type of approach here. You have a very narrow range for the most part, from 10-handle range, 2407s to 2417s. We're at the upper end of the range right now. If price cannot find acceptance above 17s or 18s here, it could lead to a rotation back to 13s. That's 5-day value. Should price rotate all the way back toward 07, 08, that could be an opportunity to rotate it back to 2413 yet again. So right now, fade the edges is the approach in the ES. Looking at crude oil right now, here it is. Crude oil in the higher time frame right now, showing a bit of weakness here today already. And one thing that we've seen over the last week is a major sell-off here, and then a holding pattern kind of play out. But that was after this big swing move up. So we had a great rejection day here. On this rejection day, we were forecasting a move up toward 48.75 and as high as 50.20. And we got that move. Price pushed above 50.20 into 52 evens, and then from there it was a major flush day down. As price continues to chop here around composite value, that's 49.76. So right now, price holding short term on the 48s. This could lead to more chop behavior since we are around composite VPOC. So got to continue to watch this one closely. In terms of swing directional movement right now, we could be stuck in the mud around VPOC at least for a little while. But 48s are going to tell us a whole lot. Any failure to hold 48 starts to rotate this back down toward 45s. So again, watch 48s, and this thing could, upon holding 48s, could continue to chop around that composite VPOC. So keep that in mind. If we drop this down to the intraday time frame right now, again, a downtrending market for the most part, already kind of played out, very clear channel trending behavior. One thing that happened down here on these lows is that 48.42 is the FOMC key level from March 15th. You can see how price dropped below it, formed a little box, back above it, came and formed a higher low, and is now pushing higher. So that's a short-term pattern of strength there. And right now, any rotation perhaps into 48 half could offer a short-term opportunity to return this back to VWAP at 48.91. So keep an eye on that short-term opportunity here as we head into RTH. If we take a look now at gold futures, we'll pop this up on a higher time frame. Now in gold futures, this one right here has had a great recovery as well. Very nice push up right on this day here. This is right about the time where we said, you know what, the next squeeze is up. likely tomorrow, 1240. We could get as high as 63s, and we got it. And from there, the idea was holding the first pullback for a shot at continuing into 71 to 74 and perhaps as high as 1280. So we're still on that upward trajectory at the moment. Price is holding above composite VPOC, which is 1260s right now. And right now that's a short-term support zone with 2-day lows. So that's an area where bulls are trying to defend for a move into 1280, and a failure to hold that level would rotate back down to 1240s. So keep an eye on that zone. All right, looking at the NQ lastly, impulse sell-off here downward. That impulse move has stretched to the 50% expansion target of the key range. So from the breakout, we've already went into 50%. That's quite bullish. Any pullback toward the 57.27s offers a great opportunity for defense and a continuation. We talked about before, if we do see expansion from this range, our major target is going to be 58.15 and 59.04. So again, if this were to pull back anywhere toward 57.27, it could offer a swing move into 59.04. All right, that's it for now. Let's see how this thing plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck and trade well.